Welcome to the show, and today I have another incredible guest. It's my husband, Avnish, and he has kindly agreed to join us to share his entrepreneurial journey and where he's at now, because the last time I interviewed him, it was some time ago. So it'll be really good to update you on his professional journey, as well as all the things he's been up to in the personal development space as well.
Understanding that spiritual journey, that we're all souls having a human experience, for example. I mean, I heard that so often. I'm now starting to really comprehend and understand what that means. Yeah, you know, I'm 60 next year, which I can't believe, and you know, I want to have more years, not just more years to my life, but more life to my years.
Yes.
And I want more health in those years as well. So how can I have more of a health span as much as a lifespan? Philanthropy, rather, as you know, for us, isn't just about giving money. It's about giving of our time, our passion, our knowledge, and you know, becoming part of that movement, that influence, and you know, giving of ourselves. So really looking forward to the 19th of November. A lot of people say it's scary, but you know, it's coming. So there's no point being scared. Let's just get in front of it. Let's understand it, and let's enjoy the journey. Is what I say.
Welcome to the show, Avnish.
Hello again.
Thank you for agreeing. I know it's been really, really busy. We've been doing lots of various things, and we just, even though we're together all the time, we don't always get a chance to have this kind of conversation, so that our listeners can eavesdrop in on everything that we've been up to. So what's the latest? What's been happening? How's your day been?
Yeah, been great. Lots happening, and we've got our event this evening at the RAC to promote the work that we're doing with students at Newcastle University, so that's really good. So yeah, it's been we've both been on this incredible journey since our last podcast. We've done so much, packing in so much, and it's good to talk about some of the things that we've been up to. A lot of it's been our own personal growth, because along with your professional growth in terms of the business, you've got to keep growing personally. You've got to keep learning new things, new ideas, and that's what you and I have been doing over the last nearly 2 years now, with the work that we're doing with Tony Robbins, with our Platinum Partnership, now being part of the Lions Group, and then the work that now we're doing with Peter Diamandis in terms of the longevity work and technology, AI. That's really exciting as well. So really thinking about our own mortality, thinking about I'm 60 next year, which I can't believe, and you know, I want to have more years, not just more years to my life, but more life to my years.
Yes.
And I want more health in those years as well. So how can I have more of a health span as much as a lifespan? So we're just learning things around the things that we can do. And, you know, that sort of is for us personally, but also in terms of the care home space. How can we make the lives of older people even better, so that they are continuing to thrive through more years, and not just surviving? That's for all of us as well.
It's been phenomenal, our last few months even, if I can, talking about the longevity work and also the AI space and everything going on in technology and the robotics. It's been a real eye-opener with Abundance Summit 2025 that we've just had. So if you want to look into that, I really encourage our listeners to look into that, because it's the latest cutting edge science, tech, and everything that's happening in the longevity space too. Avnish, how do you think we can implement some of this stuff in Hallmark care homes, for example, in your business?
Yeah, I think, you know, if the key thing is like being world class, you've got to hang out with people who are world class in their various fields. And I think the Abundance 360 program that we've just come back from LA, really the brains that we've seen that are there, looking at things like AI, you know, it's already here, and it's just every day there's a new application or a new thing that you see that's happening. And then you've got things like robotics and technology and telemedicine, and you know, the advances in medicine is just so profound. We're just looking at how do we incorporate some of those technologies, etc., into the care home space. So there's a lot to do in order to achieve that, but at least we know, I think, where things are going. You know, we're having a huge drive in terms of improving our IT infrastructure, looking at cybersecurity, looking at Wi-Fi, because the things that are coming across the way are infrastructure, and most care homes and organisations don't have the infrastructure currently in order to facilitate that. So we're spending a huge amount of time, resources and effort to have our infrastructure ready for the AI revolution that is on us and is coming. So it's very exciting. The team are gearing up for the changes. We're things like robotics that are coming through.
Yes.
That you and I experience.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it's exciting to know these things, and a lot of people say it's scary, but it's coming. So there's no point being scared. Let's just get in front of it. Let's understand it, and let's enjoy the journey. Is what I say.
Yeah, no, it was an eye-opener for me anyway with everything that's happening. I created my own avatar, which was
Same.
interesting, and it can speak many different languages, which is really good too, so that we can be more inclusive and we can get our messages across to different parts of the world where people can understand some of the work that we're doing. What else do you do in terms of your longevity work, in terms of like healthcare? Like, what else excites you? I mean, you've just, you're very, very open-minded. You read so many books, Avnish, and you learned so much from that. So from reading your most recent book, is it Let Them by Mel Robbins?
Yeah, there's Let Them, I'm reading that, and also The Courage to be Disliked, which is really powerful. And I think for me, since I read Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss, I think that spiritual side has really opened up in terms of my understanding of, spirituality, what that really means. I used to think being spiritual meant just being a good person, and of course it means that, but it means a lot more than that. Understanding that spiritual journey, that we're all souls having a human experience, for example. I mean, I heard that so often. I'm now starting to really comprehend and understand what that means, how I live my life, how I inspire and influence others, how do I see the adversity or the challenges that are around me as part of that my soul journey. It's here. Life is, I think Tony, I'm trying to think of the right words here, but Tony summed it up. Like, this is on the way, not in the way.
Yes.
So this is part of the tapestry of what is meant to be, and it's here to make us grow and develop. And our aim is to really work out solutions and answers, rather than think we're victims of stuff. And some of it's about how do you take responsibility, but how do you understand that we need to embrace the things that we're faced with as opportunities to grow and
Yes.
And deal with. So that really then gives you a different stance to everything that you're dealing with.
The karmic journey
Yeah.
that we bring from our different souls, and for us both, our spirituality, we're really exploring that. So with Master Co, and then we're going to see Sister Shivani in Mount Tabu, which is just an exciting trip that we've got planned, and also just being around Tony and Sage Robbins, and in that space of learning, growth, and connections, networks. As a visionary leader, can you share, perhaps even like with our next generation, what are the top 5 things that you need in order to excel as an entrepreneur?
Okay. 5 things.
5, you can do 3 if you like.
Okay. I think you've got to have energy. You can't do anything without energy. You've got to be able to get out of bed, and you've got to be able to function with lots of power and energy. I think you need a vision. You need to know what it is that you want. I think you need to know your why, your purpose. Why do you want it? And then you need to be able to have the charisma or the character to create your team around you, because you can't do it yourself. And then you need to manage that and continue that whole journey of how do you inspire that team, keep that vision alive, keep learning and keep growing, keep bringing that into your team, and have fun along the way as well. That's really, really key. So hopefully that's 5. But
I love it. No, that's good, and I can say that because I live with you. We have lots of fun, and we celebrate.
just in case
along
people didn't know that, right?
we celebrate along the way. But I see you working extremely hard, and building culture in the business, and
But it shouldn't feel extremely hard. So
good point. That is a good point. It shouldn't feel
I
hard.
actually enjoy what I do. So whilst rack up the hours and the miles, but it's actually a huge amount of fun. Now it doesn't feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
But for the majority of the time, it actually, because when you're doing what your life purpose is, then it shouldn't feel like work. So that's my view.
And it's a lifestyle. I think for us, it's just how we live passionately in our life with our almost like our passion projects.
Yeah, so we don't really have work-life balance because we have life balance. But I think we're fortunate that we're fairly on the same page. So therefore we kind of like this ecosystem that we've created, this symbiotic relationship, I think really works. So yeah, we don't have that. We just get on with what we want to get on with and just keep going.
The flow, the energy, the synergy, all of that comes together really, really well. Although now and again we will disagree.
Yeah, every moments, of course, because was it my mum who said 2 saucepan lids when they clash, they make noise, right?
We don't make that much noise though. We're
quite, I think, quite slowly.
Temperaments are very light. Avnish, the
Goyal
Goyal Foundation has got some big plans. Let's talk about that because I think that's really important. Inner Spark is doing very, very well at the moment, especially in light with what's happening going with the new Netflix series, Adolescence. It's really important that we continue to engage young people in their mindsets and to get an insight into what it could be like to develop your mind powerfully for your future so that we have a country of great young leaders and citizens. So what's on the horizon there?
I think, it doesn't matter what generation you're in, what era you're in, young people go through challenges. Just growing up is a challenge.
Yes.
Whether you grew up in the 70s when there was racism, poverty that obviously I experienced, or whether you're growing up in the 2000s and the 2020s, etc. There'll be other, it's like the internet and social media, pressure to do well in exams, whatever it is. There's pressure. There's always pressure. And I think one of the things I learned when I did my personal development journey, which was quite late at the age of 30, but for at least I got onto that journey. I realised that had this been taught in schools, had I had these tools much earlier, then I would have had tools. I would have had the ability to deal with some of the things that I was presented with, and not feel down or feel despondent or be at the mercy or a victim of some of the stuff. And so when you and I spoke about how do we bring this, and I had this passion to bring these workshops into schools, and then just around COVID time you had the great idea of let's design these workshops and let's do it because of obviously all the challenges with children not going to school and resilience and the fact that there'll be the fallout from COVID. 5 years on from that, pretty much since lockdown first started, we've now bringing in a Spark workshops to schools, and we've reached nearly 200,000 young people so far with these workshops. I think it's that's something to be not just proud of, but the impact, much of which we'll never know. And it is all about igniting that spark. That one conversation can transform someone's life. They can just give them that hope, that belief in themselves that they may not have had at home or from teachers or from the system. And as we know, we want to reach 1 million by the end of the decade. So we've got the Big Spark event on the 19th of November at the Natural History Museum, and we're looking to raise £300,000 so that we can, as part of that 3.5 million I think that we're going to need in order to reach those 1 million young people. And it's going to be a fabulous event. I'm looking forward to inspiring other people to come on board and to be philanthropic, to also get involved, because philanthropy rather, for us, isn't just about giving money. It's about giving of our time, our passion, our knowledge, and becoming part of that movement, that influence, and giving of ourselves. So really looking forward to the 19th of November.
I'm really, really looking forward to it too, with you and with our team, who's incredible. So we have a great team in the Goyal Foundation and also the Hallmark Foundation. So there's so much going on, and we could talk more and more. And I look forward to interviewing you again and finding out more. And let's talk more about, I don't know, we can talk about anything. We can talk about what it's like just living at home and being together.
Next gen and entrepreneurship, I think that's something.
Should we do that? Let's do that.
We should talk about.
There you go. There's a great episode to look forward to, next gen and entrepreneurship. So let's commit to that, Avnish, and I look forward to having that great conversation with you that we can just share with the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.